Hello. Hello, hello. Let's see. As always, I know I'm connected, but I still, you probably can still see me for a minute, as always. Hello, Tish. See, that's when I know that I'm in the chat. Very hot day. Sunday, fun day. Sunday tour day. Okay, I will wait a little before everybody's here, but I'm sure that all of you are ready for this tour, this one-of-a-kind tour, as you know. So first of all, don't think that the Christ will be the only exceptional thing we'll see today. We'll see a lot of new things that we personally have never shown before, and places that are beautiful and part of the city center. So you'll be amazed by that. You know that I'm always I love to tease. I'm a teaser. And that's why the tour was supposed to start from the church, but instead, the church will be the last thing we'll see. So, if you want to see the Christ, you need to wait until the end. First surprise of this tour. We'll do everything backwards, okay? That's why I was probably late for a minute, because I was running to the opposite, to the end of the tour. So hello everybody. 100 degrees. Yes, I don't know how many here. It feels like it's 200. So I'll probably be sweating, but thank God you won't see me sweating. Okay, so welcome to Rome. Welcome to YouTube and this tour. We are in the heart of the city center. We'll walk relatively, like, not a long distance, but we'll see lots, because of course being in the city center there's a lot to see. We won't see everything because would be too much, but the main hotspots of this area, yes, they will be shown. And as a matter of fact, we'll start from a very beautiful building in front of me. Nathalie, thank you for the question. Unfortunately, I still have respiratory problems. I think they will stick with me forever. That's what I believe now, because I mean, it looks like it's always going better, but you know, as long as I don't get cough, that's good, because when I get cough, it gets worse. So anyways, welcome to this one-of-a-kind tour, which will maybe repeat it one day, but not with the Christ. So the Christ definitely is the main attraction of this tour. And as I said at the beginning, it will be shown at the end of the tour. So if you want to see it, you need to stick with me until the end. I'm sorry. When I was coming and I was looking for parking and all, I said, you know, maybe I want to tease them. And I'm sorry. I love jokes and games, so we'll do that. Thank you. Send me hugs from the Netherlands. Yes, please. So as you know, this is a free tour, but of course, if you enjoy the tour, if you enjoy the company, if you enjoy the infos, you are more than welcome to support the tour with a tip. How to send a tip? Well, in the description below this tour, or also in the description of the channel, or if you can't find either one, you can still contact me on Messenger and I will give you the links. You find the links of Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal. As always, as I like to remember, if you do PayPal, just make sure to select family and friends and not service, otherwise the PayPal will take out a commission out of it. Also, thank you for that. Thank you, Diane, for the first support, right on the spot. Thank you for the first tip. So I will repeat this halfway of the tour, and at the end, as always, that's how we do all the time. Also, there are so many new tours already on YouTube. YouTube is always the first place where I show the tour, so if you want to know about the new ones, you need to follow our YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe and make sure to put a like or a comment, because otherwise YouTube will unsubscribe you automatically. So if you leave a comment, if you leave a like or blah blah blah, anything, any kind of action, you will be able to see the channel all the time. And as a matter of fact, we have cooking tours until almost the end of July. Amazing one. And then we have city tours. We have next Saturday. So for the first time, it won't be a Friday, it won't be a Sunday, it will be a Saturday. Another very tough tour, because it will be the Feast of Rome, the Feast of St. Peter and St. Paul. Is the day where Rome celebrates the two saint patrons of the city, and in that occasion we'll go to St. Angel Castle to see this 20-minute firework display. But not just that, we'll see the reproduction of this as it was done in the ancient times, and how this was born. It will be an amazing tour celebrating the day of Rome, the Feast of Rome. So unmissable, another one of a kind, because we won't be able to see that again until the next 29th of July. Why on Saturday? Because that's the 29th of June, sorry, not July, June, and that's the day of the Feast of Rome, so I can't change that. So just for next week, we won't do the tour on Friday or Sunday, but on Saturday. It will be a night, will still be a weekend, so I'm sure that most of you will be able to be live with me, or otherwise you'll be able to rewatch the tour, since the tours are here on the tour on YouTube for at least a week or even more. As you saw, probably most of the tours you've seen in the past are still there. So I really highly suggest you to see the tour that we've done with Mickey, Mickey's Pasta Style, because that was amazing. And also the last tours out 2 days ago, from the Fountain to the Trevi Fountain. Sorry for this long introduction. There are way many tours coming up. Also Villa d'Este on the July 7th, which I'm sure a lot of you are looking forward to. So, but tours in general are regular. Wednesday for sure. It's always on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. with Mickey, and then on the weekend we always have a city tour. Generally is on Sunday at 5 p.m. just like today, but for next weekend will be on Saturday at 10 p.m. because the fireworks will start at 10:30. Will be full of people. Okay. I think I've said it all. So people are already looking at me weird, because I don't know, just because I'm holding a gimbal. But but yeah, are you ready to start? I'm sure you're ready to start, so I'll turn the camera and show you this beautiful square where we are right now. And as I told at the beginning, we'll start this tour the other way around. So again, the Christ will be at the end. Also, thank you for the heart. I almost forgot. The church is full of people. Full. Something I will say it again. Full of people. It's packed and the space is little. First of all the info I'm going to give you about the Christ will be said in advance, because it will be impossible to even listen to me probably with all the people there, even if it's a church, and it will be very uncomfy for me to handle everything, the gimbal and the infos and the people. So yes, and on y va. And also, so I'll make sure to say everything in advance, and then I'll try my best to get as close as possible to the Christ, because of course I've been to the church already and it's packed, okay, and it's the last day, so you can imagine. Also, that's why I wanted to start backwards, so that probably later on will be maybe less people. Cool? We're ready. Okay, sorry for this little detour on everything. So we are in front of the Parliament. I don't know if you knew that we were gonna be close to the Parliament of Rome. I mean, of Italy, not Rome, sorry. But this one is called Palazzo Montecitorio. What's happening to chat? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, cool. Because it looked like there was something wrong with the chat. Okay, sorry, my bad. Anyways, so I was saying we're in front of this beautiful building. Perfect. We're in front of this beautiful building, which is again the Parliament of Italy, but it's also called Palazzo Montecitorio, also like the square. And it's one of the most symbolic places of Italian politics. Sorry for my accent. It begins the history of this building. It begins in 1653 when the Pope of that time, Innocent X, commissioned Gian Lorenzo Bernini, which I'm sure all of you know, a residence for the Ludovisi family, a family very important here in the city, which now the neighborhood dedicated to them is close to, it's not that far actually, it's close to Spanish Steps. I'm seeing everything. Yes, it was there was a little probably delay, or I don't know what happened, but it's fine. It's all fine now, thank God. So the works for this were stopped due to the death of the Pope, and then were resumed after more than 30 years under the pontificate of Innocent the 12th. And in that occasion, he decided to make the building the seat of the Curia Apostolica. What's the Curia Apostolica? The papal law courts. The new architect, in this case Carlo Fontana, which we mentioned many times, modified Bernini's project, and while retaining the characteristic convex facade and added a bell gable, he basically kept almost everything except the bell gable. But the major bell, which you can see there, maybe we can get a little closer, which now, by the way, rings only when the President of the Republic is elected. The President of the Republic in Italy is not the prime minister, two different figures. So just so you know, it's basically like, I would say, like in England, that you have the king or the queen and then the prime minister. Okay, we have a very respected and respectable president of the republic, which, by the way, exceptionally, for the first time, he was elected twice, and the president of the republic lasted for 7 years in Italy. The one before this one also was elected twice, but then after 1 year of the re-election, he decided to resign. Instead, this one, I think, is going for 14 years of presidency. So amazing work from him. He was also a victim of mafia in a way, because his brother was killed by the mafia. But that's also probably the reason why we respect him so much. He's definitely one of the best we ever had. And the prime minister is Giorgia Meloni, which I'm sure also you all know. She held the G7 a few days ago, and is the first woman to be elected as prime minister in Italy. And I'm mentioning all this stuff because, of course, we're in front of the parliament, so I figure that would be appropriate. Anyways, the major bell, so again, it rings only when the president of the republic gets elected, and it marked the beginning of the hearing. So from the balcony below, you see there you go, where you see the flags. From that balcony, as Stendhal narrates, so the famous writer, Stendhal or Stendhal, as you want to pronounce it, you can pronounce both ways. From the balcony, the lottery numbers, the lot numbers just drawn, were announced. And that was a very particular event, because that made all the Romans flock to the square every Saturday. So it was very funny that the lottery numbers were chosen and then were delivered to the public right from that balcony. Have you been to this place before? And also, have you been on touring virtually in this area before? I'm just curious, because generally we show a lot of other places, but never this area. So after the unification of the country, which, you know, it happened very late, almost at the end of the 19th century, the building was chosen as the seat of the Chamber of Deputies. And at the beginning of the 20th century, the renovation works were entrusted to another architect, Ernesto Basile, one of the major exponents of the Italian Liberty style, and who built a new structure behind the ancient one, reduced the courtyard, demolished all the rear wings, and then created the floral style facade on the Parliament Square. This is the front. Many people confuse it, because on the other side there's also a magnificent facade, but that's the back. That's the back. First time. Okay, see, I'm glad that you're seeing new stuff. So again, it's not just the Christ today. And also, very, very important, a little curiosity about this place. As you know, I love curiosities. I love to tell you curiosities. Among the various rooms inside the palace, I'm not going to tell you all about it inside, because we're not going to be able to go in, so it would be pointless. But we also find the Sala della Lupa. Sala della Lupa translates as in the room of the she-wolf. Of course, the she-wolf, because it's the symbol of the city. For Romulus and Remus, the two twins, you know that. I don't have to tell you that. Adorned with ancient tapestries and linked to the referendum of June 2nd, 1946. What's June 2nd? We had a tour on June 2nd. You remember that? We went to Colosseum, and I told you that that day was the day of the Republic, the National Italian Day. That was the day Italy chose to be a republic instead of a monarchy. And in this room was sanctioned the birth of the Italian Republic. So super important. It's probably the same thing for you for the Constitution and then the States, for those who are from the States. I think, if I don't go wrong, it was, well, you can correct me because I'm probably wrong. Wasn't in either Virginia or Philadelphia that something very important happened, right? But you let me know. You're more, you know more about American history. By the way, I didn't show you the obelisk, which you probably didn't see yet. This is from the Emperor Augustus era, Egyptian, 10 before Christ, red granite, and it's one of the 13 ancient Egyptian original obelisks. So this is not a fake one. This is an original obelisk. Now, before we go on, I want to do a little atom shot so you can take a look at, yeah, there you go. And by the way, let me thank Carla right away. Thank you so much, Carla, for your support. And also I saw that you published something, but now I can go on Facebook. But thank you so much for your support on Buy Me a Coffee. I know that you were looking forward for to this tour because of the Christ. Okay. Boof. Oh, when we say red granite, you probably expect the red color to be that red, but it's not that red, but yes. During the, by the way, the Pontiff Pius VI, look how beautiful the sky, and this view is just amazing. Amazing. And let's look at the building we have in front with this camera work. I'm just enjoying the camera work here. The bell, so again, when the president gets elected, the bell rings, and the balcony where the lottery numbers were drawn. And the sun, it's right there, very, very, making my tour hot and sweat. Anyways, now let's turn this way and we'll wander a little. Do you see that seagull? They're scary. They're like very mean. Now we are going to one of the most famous and important squares of Rome that I'm sure you haven't seen. So when I'm there, you let me know if you've seen that too. But I'm sure you haven't. Both live and virtually. Which is right next to the Parliament. So it's right here in front of you. City center and center of political life in Rome. Look how beautiful. The square is surrounded by famous buildings in every single side and angle and corner. Not kidding. And also with this magnificent column in the middle, which I'll tell you more in a few minutes. So again, we have, let's start from the most important building here, Palazzo Chigi. So this way, I'll go a little forward, not forward, backwards, so you can actually have a better view. Oh, I love that. Look how beautiful this building is. It's Palazzo Chigi. The seat of the cabinet office since 1961. And then we have Palazzo Ferraioli, which is this brownish building. And you have a, a Rome store underneath. I mean Rome, when I mean Rome, I mean football team, Rome. There you go, this one, it's Palazzo Ferraioli. And to the right of Palazzo Ferraioli, look how small, I'll go a little backwards. One of the smallest churches in Rome, not the smallest though, is the Church of Saints Bartholomew and Alexander of Bergamaschi. Look how cute! I would have loved to go in, but it's closed. But look at the sky and just like the little church in the middle of the two buildings is just amazing. You have visited virtually. Okay, Diane, I love that. Probably with Sarah, maybe, I don't know. Also, very famous church because it's called Santa Maria della Pietà, Saint Mary of the Pity. Founded in 1561 as a chapel for the Ospedale dei Pazzi. It translates in Hospital of the Crazy Ones, which is opposite. We find this magnificent building, probably the most beautiful one of the square, I must be honest. I mean, at least from my point of view. In person, wow, love it. Okay, you're reliving the adventure virtually now. Did you know all this? Though, Natalie. Anyways, this in front of us is Palazzo Wedekind. It sounds like an English name, more like a Wedekind, and you actually write it with a W and a K, so not typically Italian letters. Embellished by this gorgeous iconic Ionic columns from Vei, or in Italian Veio. You know Veio? Veio is an ancient and famous Etruscan city, not visible today because it doesn't exist anymore. But they were coming straight from there. So can you imagine? And back, because as I said, every side has a famous building. This is Galleria Colonna. Colonna means column. Also the square we're in is Piazza Colonna. Column, Piazza Column. Why column? Because of the column, of course, we have in the middle. I was wrong. Probably this is my favorite. Sorry. I just changed my mind again. By the way, Palazzo Colonna, Galleria Colonna, sorry, it's a gallery, today known as Galleria Alberto Sordi. I'm sure that most of you, or probably all of you, don't know none of you know who is Alberto Sordi. They dedicated, when they restored the gallery again, they dedicated it to Alberto Sordi, who was the #1 Roman actor. #1 Roman actor. He made a lot of movies. You should check them out because they're amazing. One of the most famous one is you should see because it's very funny and it connects to the States for those who are American. And it's called An American in Rome. Un Americano a Roma. It basically is very funny. It's probably the most iconic scene from his movies. Exactly comes from this movie where he's eating jam and mustard and all American stuff because he wants to show his parents that he's American now and he loves that food. But then he just can't help it. In front of a plate of spaghetti, he's like, you know what, spaghetti? You teased me and now I'm gonna devour you. That's the most famous iconic sentence, quotes from that movie. We all know that in Rome. The scene is just iconic. You should go see it. You should go watch it. And there are also like pictures all over Rome from this scene. And And then at the end, it's just like, you know, I'm too Italian for this mustard, jam, or bacon stuff, or egg or milk. You know, I want my spaghetti. So, anyways, at the center of the square is the fountain by Giacomo della Porta and Marcus Aurelius column. This one. Probably with the light, it's better that I go on the other side. So wait, for me, it was much better the other side. By the way, 176, 193, super old, decorated with bas relief to celebrate the triumph of the emperor upon the Marcomanni, the Quadi, and the Sarmatians. Okay, maybe this is a better spot. You have to check it out. Yes, it's so beautiful. Let me know if you want an Adam shot as well. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you that the obelisk we saw before was around 111 feet high, which is around 34 meters high, and including everything, including the base and the top. But so, and instead, this is about 30 meters high, so slightly smaller. Again, let me know if you want the Adam shot. When I mean Adam, for those who don't know, I mean vertical. And it is supported by a base of 12 meters, originally decorated with reliefs, lost in the restoration that were carried out in 1589. So, unfortunately, now we have just inscription on it. On this occasion, a St. Paul statue was placed on the top. Now I'm responding to Dawn. I'll do the Adam shot. Adri shot. I love that, Natalie. Yes, let's call it Adri shot, okay, from now on. Which, you know, I was so jealous of the Adam shot that then when I told Mickey, let's call Mickey and Adri shot the horizontal one. But let's call Adri shot when we do vertical. Okay. So again, I was telling you, yes, on that occasion when they restored the column, a St. Paul statue was placed on the top instead of the original bronze one of Marcus Aurelius. Inside, because there's also an inside in which you won't believe. Okay, there you go. Inside, the column is crossed by a spiral staircase. Sorry, a lot of people are coming behind me. Illuminated by small slit windows. And the column inspired by the Trajan's column, of course, so from the markets of Trajan and close to the Roman Forum. I mean, in the Roman Forum, next to it. The military campaigns of Marcus Aurelius against the Germans. We're talking about 172, 173 AD. And the Sarmatians are all narrated on this column. I will send love to Mickey, yes. As in the Trajan's column, the story begins with the crossing of the Danube, the river, the European river, over a bridge of boats, following scenes of marches, constructions of camps, battles, sieges, speeches to troops. So all it's told in this amazing work of art. The emperor is almost always represented from the front to, you know, to underline his majesty, to accentuate his, do you say accentuate? I think you do, right? Accentuate his majesty, yes. Made with chiaroscuro accents that allow a good view from below. So actually that's on purpose, that you have those black spots so that you're more able to see the whole story told on the column. The reliefs of the Marcus Aurelius column are perhaps less refined than those of the Trajan's column, but probably more expressive. That's no doubt. Look how beautiful. Okay. How much you want to see the Christ? I want to know. Look at this beautiful fountain, by the way. Those are dolphins and shells on the sides. Always when dolphins were represented in the... Oh, look who I found. Look who I found. She doesn't even know.
Ah, mira, mi con anteojo no. Come dire, con anteojo no. Ecco, la Madonna del Corso.
Io continuo.
Ah, hai visto il Dalì?
È un po', vado adesso. Ho fatto al contrario.
Eccola. Dove ti aspettiamo? Ti aspettiamo qui.
No va a essere facile. Come vuoi? Io devo andare a finire là. Non lo so. Più o meno 6 e un quarto. 6 e un quarto. Ah, non fate Villa Borghese? Però mi dijeron che sì. Però mi organizzava differente. Vabbè, ma... E allora vai. Ah no, è questo? Okay, sorry for the interruption. Sorry for the interruption. That was my mother, by the way. In the gallery, now you have lots of shops. And that's why lots of people are here, because we're in this heart of the city. And we're about to reach 2 days ago. Since we're on the way, we'll see the square and we'll continue for the other hotspots on the way. Wow, this is tough. It's full of people. Super tough. Wow. Oh wow. Anyways, you may recognize this street. I don't know if you do. That's why I met her. God, it's so. This part is super crowded. Super crowded. Okay, so we're about to reach Piazza di Pietra. You know, we won't stay long because we're meeting here on Friday night during our fountain tour. But just since it's on the way, I just want to show you again, also during the day, and then we will show you for a long time. Again, Piazza di Pietra. Pietra means stone in Italian, so square of the stone. White stone again for this massive columns that we have here in front. That's why it's called that way. And these are part of the north side of the Temple of Hadrian, erected by the Emperor Antoninus Pius to honor his father Hadrian. It was an ancient Roman temple in the old Campo Marzio area. And in 1695, so at the end of the 17th century, the remains of the temple were incorporated again to the current Rome's Chamber of Commerce, made by Carlo Fontana. Again, 11, no, just 11. Sorry, people are screaming. Just 11 of the 13 original columns are visible today. Something that probably didn't say on Friday is that the previous name of the square was Piazza dei Preti, Priests Square. Preti means priests. And I don't know how you can say priests or words that end in STS in English because it's so hard. Priests. Anyway. And this was due to the presence of a hospice for disabled priests that was in the square before. Also, if you enter this door, you have a cinema room that is free, and you're able to see movies from ancient Rome. And if you look at the fourth column, so 1, 2, 3, 4, you see a cross right there. I don't know if you're able to see it. If you're not, maybe you were not during the night, so I want to show it to you again. You see the cross right there. That's the curiosity. Okay, you know, let's do the tour this way and let's get lost. We'll go. I want to take my time to actually see a little bit more. Talking about the church of Saint Ignatius by Loyola, the floor of the church. Now the question is, from you to me, ad Adri, and to all Romans, how do you love tourists? Oh, look at this beautiful shop with the clocks. The cross is amazing. It's funny that I just heard a girl saying, oh my god, how can that man in the shop look at the clocks all the time? And as a matter of fact, I agree with her. It must be very difficult to actually be there the whole day and see those clocks all the time. So the church we're about to see, which is close by, so we're about to enter it. Saint Ignatius by Loyola, of Loyola, was built on a design by the Jesuit mathematician Orazio Grassi, based on the plans of, guess who? Carlo Maderno. Carlo Maderno, we mentioned it during our Vatican tour, and many others. I mean, he wasn't the only one. And at the expense of Cardinal Ludovico Ludovisi, as always, popes financing the works for churches and fountains and blah blah blah. He was the nephew of Gregorio 15, as the inscription on the facade recalls. You can already see the church in front of you. The church has a Latin cross shape. I'm a little yelling because there's too many people. This is the outside. Of course, you can notice the Latin cross shape from outside, but trust me. And the church has 3 chapels on each side, and they're all intercommunicating with each other. Now we're gonna see the decorations on the ceiling of the marvelous vault, and of the nave that are by Andrea Pozzo, brother of the Jesuit order. And what does it represent? I noticed that. I noticed that because he told me that the signal was wrong when it was like reconnecting. Do we want to try again? I'll try to get in again. And in case, I don't know, because it always worked. We never had a problem, so I will try to get in. Of course, I'm back now because I'm out. I noticed that something was wrong. I'm gonna try to go back again, okay? And see how if it works, okay? We'll try once more. Anyway, still by Andrea Pozzo, also by Andrea. There's a false dome located at the crossroads of the transept, which we'll try to reach. Am I gone? Like it's working. Okay, so are you able to see me now? Because this would be a shame not to see it. Look, we're both so amazing. I mean, you think you're looking at a dome, a real one, but it's not. It is a canvas which is 13 meters in diameter, on which Pozzo has created the perspective effect of the fake architecture. The original painting, completed in 1685, was destroyed by fire, and then in 1823 it was faithfully reproduced by Francesco Manno on the basis. Just chat to me and let me know, because I want to know. But it seems like everything is fine to me. For you to let me know. Okay. This is the Ludovisi Chapel. And this is something we've never shown before. It's the monument to Pope Gregory the 17th century. Okay, looks like you're not chatting, so I don't know. I also wanted to show you the statue of Saint Ignatius, made in the beginning of the 18th century. So I'll go there and then leave. direction looks fine to me. Okay, I saw that you haven't chat at all. I was continuing because actually the signal was fine to me. Totally fine. So I'm a little worried that probably you kept writing and now all the chat will come very all together. So I'm waiting for you to chat to me and to see the chat, or if someone. I still see nobody telling me anything. What's wrong? I don't want to end the tour because if I end it, then I won't be able to go back to it. Just let me know. Oh, now you see me. Okay, let me see all the chat because... Okay. Lost again. Incredible city. Yes, beautiful. What I can see there. In and out. See, I can see you're good. Blah blah blah. Gone. Hello. Okay. Blah blah blah. Okay, I'm back. I'm so sorry. Okay, I showed you the statue of Pope Gregory XV and also this amazing imposing statue of Ignatius of Loyola. Were you able to see that? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. In the meantime, I'll keep walking. Talk to me. Say something. What's wrong with this? Oh my God. Just when we're about to see the Christ. And I see that a lot of people left too. This is stressful. I don't see anybody's. This is scary. Because also, why is this happening? This is bad. This is weird because I mean I'm outside, there's signal. So I really don't know what's going on. I see the chat until Zena saying I see you, and that's it. But that was a long time ago. This is bad. We'll probably trim this part once I'm on YouTube again, but okay. Okay, Dawn, I saw that you messaged me that you can see me okay. I can't see the chat at all. At all. So, just in case, Dawn, let me know with another message if you can see me fine, okay? So that at least I will keep going. I won't see the chat, so unfortunately I won't be able to respond to your questions, but at least I know that I can go on, okay? I'll wait for your message on Messenger again, because I saw that. But I can't see the chat. I'm so sorry. Okay, I will wait for that. Also, because there was a little extra that I wanted to show you. It's open and it's beautiful. This is a spread. Oh, now I can. Oh my god, now all the chat is back. Okay. Okay, Donna. Okay. Now I see the chat again. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, the chat is on and off. Now I got all the messages. I'm not gonna read all of them because we already lost a lot of time. I will keep going with the tour, but I'm sorry I won't be able to see the chat or respond to you, okay? Super sorry. This is bad. Anyways, I'm gonna tell you in advance. If I lose signal for the Christ, don't worry. I'll make sure to get in, do a nice video for you and post it on Facebook, okay? So at least you'll be able to see it on Facebook as well. That's the maximum I can do. I can't control this, unfortunately. Okay. Now there's a little extra that I want to show you. Because there's a chorus going on. I could just admire the ending of the chorus. And I don't know if you were able at least to see that. You're still here. Yeah, don't go away. Don't go again. Don't go away, sorry. Okay, let's keep going. before we enter the Christ, sorry, that sounded really bad, I'm so sorry. Before we enter the church where the Christ is, we'll of course see a little gem that we have in Rome, and then I'll tell you all the infos about the Christ beforehand, before actually entering the church, because it's packed, and it will be just better that way. Again, if I lose signal again, I will post a video of the Christ on Facebook, okay? So don't worry, that's at least I can do that. And of course, in that case, I won't have any problems in terms of signal. Okay, the gem that we're about to see. See, sometimes the chat is back. Anyways, hello Elisabetta. We had lots of problems on this tour. It's very stressful, you know, when you prepare, you're ready for the tour, you do all the work, and then all these things happen, unfortunately. But I mean, it's life. Also, I feel actually very bad about telling you that there are 2 supporting links with PayPal and Buy Me Coffee to support. Sorry for the wind. To support this tour, because I feel like I haven't given you the best tour ever because of this signal problem. But again, if you feel like expressing your support with PayPal or Buy Me Coffee, you have the links, both links in the description below or in the description of the channel. Both links are fine. And if you can't support in that way, you can still support by spreading the word about these tours to your family and friends, so that we get more people. So let them subscribe to this channel, let them send a request on Facebook, and so that we get always more people and more people and more people, so that we can keep going with the tours. The tours are supported by you, so that's super important. Don't take that for granted, because unfortunately that's how it is. So the more support we get, any kind of support, that doesn't mean just a PayPal or Buy Me Coffee, but even by spreading the word to your family and friends, any kind of support is welcome and keeps the tours alive. Okay, it has cooled down a little, but Rome is pretty hot as well. Pretty hot still. Thank you, Adriana, don't worry. Okay, now we're about to see the last gem of this tour before we actually enter the church where the Christ is, and it's the Fountain of the Porter, a very particular fountain. It's a male figure with a very badly damaged face that is holding a barrel in his hands, and out of which the water, a stream of water creating a little fountain flows, and the girl is just getting water from there. This is again the so-called Fountain of the Porter. Which is leaning against a wall. There you go. And the wall is the one of Palazzo de Carolis on Via Lata. Originally this was located on Via del Corso, the famous Via del Corso, but then they moved it here. The fountain depicts a water carrier. I'll get a little closer. See, the face is very highly damaged. And in its very characteristic 16th century garb, before the ancient aqueducts began to be repaired, this was a very popular profession in Rome, to carry water. The porters or the water carriers made a living out of it, providing fresh water to people's homes, filling their cask with water taken at night from the Tiber, the river, or from the ancient Trevi fountain, and selling it during the day for a very modest fee. Briefly, it was attributed to Michelangelo. The fountain was possibly commissioned by the University of Water Carriers and sculpted by Florentine craftsmen to a design by painter Jacopino del Conte. The identity is very curious though, because the identity of the porter was at the center of various legends, and some say that he looked like Martin Luther. Rivede? Vai. That's it. Yeah. So some said that it was similar to Martin Luther, who stayed in the nearby Augustinian monastery in 1511. But for others, the porter was a certain Abbondio Rizio. And not a skull. Prego. Who died while carrying a barrel, and was also mentioned in an inscription that now is lost. So, and it was located near the fountain in its original position in Via del Corso. From the 17th century, the porter entered the so-called Congregation of Wits, Rome's famous talking statues. And do you remember what other talking statue we've seen before many times? I'm waiting for the answer just as we approach the Church of the Christ. I mean, a church where the Christ is. Okay. Since we're very close to the church, I will take a longer route, so that in the meantime that we walk, I'll tell you the infos about Christ, and we finally enter our masterpiece. Again, if we're not able to see it, I will make a video live and I will post it, okay? Great minds think alike. Okay. In the meantime that you think about what other talking statue have you seen in the past, and I want to see it on the chat. Let's see who gets it. I want to thank also Elisabetta for supporting. You haven't seen much of the tour, so thank you so much for supporting anyway. And we'll reach the church very soon. The church, I mean, today is a certainly unique event. As I said, a unique opportunity because we're able to see for the first time, at least for some of you, a Dalí masterpiece alongside the drawing that inspired it. The drawing reliquary of Saint John of the Cross. That's the original one. Two different works, but just in appearance, because I would say deeply, profoundly united by the same thirst for God, and both in the same place, the Church of San Marcello in Via del Corso. Okay, now some of the chat is coming now. Again, I'm sorry for this problem that I'm having but you told me that you're seeing the tour fine, so that's why I'm keeping the tour alive. And maybe all the questions you have, you can send them on Messenger, and I will be happy to respond to all of them. Okay? The talking statue is... Okay, just waiting for the noise. The talking statue is the baboon fountain. We've seen that when we were walking from Piazza del Popolo to Spanish Steps. It was a very ugly one as well. And we told a lot about the talking statues. So, anyways, we'll enter the church, and on the high altar stands this large banner bearing the words of God. The words that God said to Saint John of the Cross on that very occasion. And he said, if you want a word of hope, fix your gaze on Him, God, Him alone. You will find there more than you desire. Dalí's work, by the way, is on loan from the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery and Museum in Glasgow, while the relic of the Carmelite saint comes from the Holy Monastery of the Incarnation in Avila, Spain. By the way, as soon as we'll cross the threshold, as soon as we cross the threshold of the church, we seem to enter a shrine where we're immediately captivated. Sorry, car was about to hit me. Where we're immediately captivated by Dalí's work. But even more than that, we'll be captivated by a red shrine at the bottom, where there's a small image, so just under it, drawn with quick ink strokes on a piece of paper, enclosed by the reliquary's golden lamp. So we need to get as close as possible to actually distinguish the very special drawing, and a Christ on the cross seen as if from above on the bias. By the way, the construction on Piazza Venezia are for the subway. It will be one of the most splendid, magnificent work of art we'll have in more or less 9 years. 16,000 cubic meter of excavation. And it will be a museum underneath. It is a super huge work of art. Probably the biggest metro in the whole world. But we'll see it when finished. Yeah, you've seen that one. So let's keep walking this way as we're about to enter the church. It's a very nice street so that we don't get all the crowd. Again, I want to repeat it a third time or a fourth time. If we are not able to, if we will lose signal, and I hope not, I will make a video and post it. So Saint John of the Cross, by the way, Spain, of course, drew what he contemplated during a mystical rapture. And John sketched the figure of the Lord on the cross as he had exactly seen it during an ecstasy, while the Father spoke to him of his Son's great gift of love. What happened then? Salvador Dalí saw this sketch of St. John of the Cross from the hands of the nuns in Avila and was highly impressed. And I don't know why everyone is looking at me strange. Anyways, Dalí was highly impressed, and so in 1951 he translated the image on his own way, and in 1948, so 3 years before, after Christmas time, Dalí had the opportunity to see this small fragment and live in that season of his life, beauty of the Catholic faith. he decided to prepare to paint his Christ, his own Christ, and he allowed himself to be inspired by the Master of John of the Cross. Show him to us, this time from above. So actually we cannot see the Christ's eyes, but we still admire his perfect body, his perfect physicality. Anyway, just a little curiosity, I don't know if you knew, but the model that Dalí used for this Christ was chosen by, it was a Hollywood stuntman and also acrobat. Russell Morris Saunders. I don't know if you know him. The sketch of St. John of the Cross shows the crucified crushed by pain. His head instead is bowed down, his arms are stretched by the weight of his torso, and his hands pierced by huge nails. The cross is a very heavy, solid, suspended in the void. Christ is not only a metaphysical way of understanding the shattering sign of the cross, but for Dalí, Jesus chooses to be crucified. His sacrifice doesn't need to be restrained by an instrument of torture. His suffering is all in the way that pulls and drags him, that tenses every muscle of his body. By the way, we are in front of the church, happy and cross fingers. The church of San Marcello in Via del Corso. We'll tell you more if you want about the church once we are out. Actually, there are more people than before. Yes, very happy about it. Okay, as soon as I enter, I will stop talking, okay? This is the line, but it's not that long, so don't worry. We'll just need to be a little patient. And this already tells you how many people are actually wanting to see the painting since also it's the last day. So super packed, super smart of me to come today. But we had the tour on Sunday and I wanted to respect the timing. But anyway, even yesterday would have been the same, so don't worry about it. Maybe in the meantime I can tell you a little bit more about the church, which is one of the first Christian churches in Rome. It was traditionally dedicated to Pope Marcello I, condemned by the Emperor Maxentius to work as a slave in the stables of the Catabulum, which are the imperial postal service. So yeah. Then the first evidence of this church is back to the 5th century, so very old very old church, yes. And then a raging fire in the night of the 1519 completely destroyed the church, and the only item that survived was a 15th century wooden crucifix. Since then, considered miraculous. Then the works, of course, of restoration began right after, and but they changed the entrance to Via del Corso because it was actually not positioned this way. They thought, of course, being on the main street of Rome would have been better. Look at the line, by the way. It's not only this, but it gets till there and all around.
Per favore richiediamo la fila verso di qua, grazie che ancora c'è spazio. Prego, verso di qua. Verso di qua. Qua va bene. Basta che si fa così.
Facciamo le vie.
Okay, we're about to enter. Cross fingers, because I don't see your chat anymore. Still signal? Okay, cool. So this brings me hope. This church, by the way, was visited by both John Paul II and Pope Francis. And by the way, what we're seeing is the third event in preparation for the Jubilee of next year. Okay.
Andiamo un pochino avanti, per cortesia.
You still with me?
In quel giorno, venuta la sera, Gesù disse ai suoi discepoli: passiamo all'altra riva. E congedata la folla, lo presero corse, così come era nella barca. C'erano anche altre barche. Ci fu una grande tempesta di vento e le onde si rompevano tanto che ormai era egli se ne stava oppa sul cuscino e dormiva. Allora lo svegliarono e disse: Maestro, non ti importa che siamo perduti?
Trying to get as close as possible.
Minacciò il vento e disse a loro: il vento cessò e ci fu grande paura. Poi disse loro: perché avete paura? Non avete ancora fede? E furono presi da più grande e si dicevano l'uno all'altro: chi è dunque così che anche il vento e il mare gli obbediscono?
I'm glad. Still trying to get as close as possible. Da dove ha preso ispirazione? Però viene dalla Spagna questo un reliquiario, sì. Sì, entrambi. Sì. No, in realtà perché il quadro viene dalla Scozia. Però ha preso ispirazione da questo piccolissimo. I can do a little zoom on it.
Dalí se inspiró en el grupo de San Juan de la Cruz, que es de una visión de San Juan. Y su sí. Passami il telefono. Solo il telefono. Impressionante la verdad.
Prego, signora. Venite, venite.
Col jeans di stamattina.
Oh God, I don't see your chat, but one of my toughest tour ever. I got all in the front, but you know what? I'm gonna do the line again for you and take a picture even closer with a zoom and post it on Facebook, okay? So you can actually see even more. Did you see the reliquary underneath where he got inspired from? The inspiration? Thank God we crossed fingers and it worked. I don't know why it didn't work in the other church. We were not able to see the statues and the ceiling, but we saw the main part of this tour. Again, that's the maximum I could do. I stayed as long as I could, then a guy made me a signal saying, hey, enough. Because there are really a lot of people. Look, the line is still huge, you see, and it goes all around. So that's real. In the box is a reliquary where he got inspired. Remember I told you the story before entering the church? Now you said it, you saw it, Faith, I'm glad. Yes, it was, oh my God, you have no idea. And I was hoping, crossing fingers, and the signal, and the line, and the people, and the sweating. But that's why those are the most beautiful tours, right? Anyways, we end in this beautiful church of San Marcello. I tried to do the zoom, but actually it didn't work. So I'm gonna do the line again, and I'll take a better picture and post it on Facebook, okay? So that you can actually see more details. Now, thank you so much for staying with me. Sorry for this troubled tour, at least for part of it. I'll try to trim it on YouTube. And well, if you enjoyed the tour, if you enjoyed the company, if you enjoyed this masterpiece, which one of a kind experience, because as you know, it will go back to Scotland tomorrow. This is the last day. You can support the tour through the links that are below. You have both PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee links. You can support through those, and if not, you can support by spreading the word to your family and friends. Okay? Sorry again, first I wanted to end the tour by talking. It wouldn't be possible. So thank you so much again for staying with me, and see you on Wednesday with Miki. We're gonna do oven baked rice, a super traditional Italian plate, which is amazing. Thank you so much. Now I see all the chat now. You're welcome, Faith. You're welcome. So check Facebook, because I'm gonna post a picture again, okay? Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Fare tipo fare a lungo albergo.